Good.
Right.
Through tax season now?
Deviate a little.
I wasn't gonna. I can do that, sure. Okay, if you only want $1.
Something sink on a little bit later.
It's okay. $3.99 and probably gonna go to $4.50.
Think so? Goes down. Just read before I left, it's usually 7 vessels. And then
Oh, no, it's. You.
You're putting up that. Hang on.
So, why not?
You're too young for that.
I know, said she's pretty good.
Certain.
It's a new.
If I was an orthopedic surgeon, I'd set up.
I play 6 days a week. See, yeah, but West Boston. Yeah, my wife plays 6 days a week. Plays every day except Wednesday. She's a beginner.
I play every day.
Beginner too? I'm sure you see her. Yeah, starting August. She's been playing for 3 years.
Play early in the
Oh, do you? She didn't get there till about 9.
beginner weekday people.
Yeah.
I think at 5:45. Playing, I'm not playing any.
And then I play Saturday afternoon.
What's your rating?
2.29.
It's about what she is. She's right in there. Got 2.5, and she dropped to 2.5. Thanks for coming. Thursday went well. Yeah, Kenny.
Andrea Scarpelli, it's great to meet you.
These technology. She took it.
She's also.
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, served on the.
Kids.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. Were you, which number were you? I didn't put it together, so I'm like, no, you were replacing.
No, I retired. I was, a commercial banks. agenda. Now I'm all kinds of things now.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Oh, you got free time?
No, I don't.
No, that's what they say.
I know. That's right. You can do lots of stuff. So how about you?
Pack burnout.
Okay.
Was he giving you a hard time?
That is-
about it?
No,
Which one is it?
it's called driven.
Okay. Very good.
You know,
I don't think I could do this.
two in the past too. So.
I already got waist deep in.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get started, I agree.
So,
I agree.
I emailed Randy, I said, Randy.
I know, that's right. Don't call my wife.
I emailed him 3 times before, no answer for 4 days. And tell you that, boom.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, how was the walkabout? How did you
Good. It's been a little bit.
do?
Yeah. We have 760.
Shops was really cool.
People
People started rolling in and around 6:30, like, you know, like, yeah, totally. Yes. Burrito.
It's good, good.
Um, I was
No, but yeah.
really,
Really?
yeah, we
Yeah, we got.
think
I guess. So. Volunteers, a lot of people.
Right.
I'm happy for the fact that she.
What are you
What are you doing? I know.
Yeah,
That's gonna be fun to yell at.
Of course.
Yeah.
Am I
Am I understanding that? Okay.
Anyhow.
Sure. Do be careful about that. It took me 6 years to get a fourth. Like change it.
Same me.
I learned so many cool things. Isn't that your degree?
It's a good grade. That's my bachelor. Used to problem. Say that. Correct.
Well, good evening. We're gonna go ahead and call tonight's District 5 Advisory Board meeting to order. It is Monday, May.
Three minutes.
3 minutes.
Sorry,
Officially, it's Rachel Thomas. Thank you.
I. Me.
Well, what? Sure.
That would be acoustics. Okay, sounds good. As long as we're not echoing on the screen. We're all right. Hello, my name is Rachel, and I am here on behalf of Leadership Wichita. I am your chair-elect for this program. The reason we would like to talk to you. I wanted to encourage you. Leadership Wichita. I have to be. First leadership. First. everybody on the trip.
Leadership. Thank you, Rachel. All right, we did not have anyone sign up to speak at the meeting, but if anyone have something to. Next. Johnston, did you give an update on what's going on?
Main thing is, oh, you have breakfast, my wife. Surprised.
Voice. Online. Okay, we're gonna take care of some administrative things here real quick. The last meeting on April 6th, do you want to have any discussion or approval of the minutes from that?
That movie approved.
Say aye. Same time. Here. Take care of that. We have a District 5 appointee for the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Board, or win.
So it says more surprised.
We're having all the problems.
So do.
So she was, that's lighting up.
You can probably go ahead.
There you go. Okay. All right, as they said, my name is Corbin, and I'm the District 5 representative to the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Board. Just started my second term, which are 2-year terms. And so I've been there for a little while. The board has worked on a whole lot of different things, working with the city planners, advising in terms of looking for multi-use paths, bike lanes, how that works out. We came up with the master bike plan that the city approved in 2024. And we just got apprised on the downtown action plan just our last meeting. So we are very excited about developing that. District 5 stuff that has happened since I've been on the board is they're talking about putting a boulevard from where the crossing is that crosses Ridge Road across from Sedgwick County Park. They're going to install another crossing across Tyler Road somewhere around Jamesburg Street and look towards putting one across Mays Road across that same neighborhood. We're also and so we are also working with the city to develop multi-use paths along 45th Street and along Hoover up to past 45th Street. There's a little one there right now from 29th to 37th. When the county has the park up there, that's going to be very useful multi-use paths. Now, that's just the general stuff. I was specifically asked to talk about the consolidation plans for the advisory boards. And so in February, the city had a meeting and put out a report about consolidating all the different boards. And they talked about sunsetting the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Board and or consolidating it specifically with the transit board, because they're both talking about transportation. As you might imagine, the board was not overly excited about either of these plans. And they sent a letter to the mayor, the city manager, and the city council sometime in the last week is what I was told. And they have a very involved attachment to that to explain point by point their problems with consolidation. Very quickly, if that's okay. Then the first problem that they had is there was 5 criteria that the report used to talk about consolidating boards, and we don't believe any of those apply to us in that we are a very active board. We have met 10 to 12 times a year for the last 4 years, so we haven't been inactive at all. We have had no long-term vacancies. In fact, in the last 3 years, we've only had 1 vacancy that lasted more than 1 week. In terms of statutory overlap, scope drift, access and transparency gaps, and even negative stakeholder and public feedback, we are not aware of any, and there was none in the report about our board. And in terms of the redundancy with the transit board, we feel that those are 2 very different stakeholders. They require different expertise, and there are a few things they have in common. Matching up bike paths and pedestrian walkways with bus routes seems to be an important thing, but that is something that we can work at. The second problem, or the second reason they thought the report was unfair to our board, is they benchmarked us with 3 cities that Wichita is not normally benchmarked with. And those 3 cities were in the top 1/3 of American cities in terms of bicycle friendliness, while Wichita is in the bottom 10th. And that was Lawrence, Austin, Texas, and Aurora, Colorado. And so those are the 3 cities that they said, well, you're not really doing what they're doing. And we thought, no, we'd love to, and we have ideas of how to, but no, we had not done it. But the last point that this rejoinder to the report suggests is there are some things that we can do to work with the transit board, they also suggested we be consolidated with the airport board. Yeah, we didn't think that was a good idea, but we would be glad to set up positions that would be liaisons between different boards. We'd be glad to have joint meetings whenever an issue comes up that a joint meeting would be needed. And then there's also somebody suggested that the city started a multimodal committee as part of the strategic plan a few years back, and we could invigorate that committee to deal with issues that cross boards. And that's my report.
Any questions from the board, Mr. Wynn? Anyone from the audience? Thank you very much.
Thanks for your service.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for your nomination.
All right, we're going to move on to staff reports. Wichita Police, don't see them yet, so we'll move on. And acting battalion. Oh, they submitted. Yeah, the board will have a written report and copies that are out at the table as well, if you'd like to look at that. So police will not be here tonight. Moving on to the fire department report, we have acting battalion chief Chad Cox.
We come to report on significant events that happened in the previous month out here. I'm happy to report that there were. That's always good news. Got just a couple of facts for you guys to share. If you weren't aware, our fire chief is retiring at the end of July. So we're currently in the application process for a new fire chief. And that application process goes till May 17th. We're excited to see moving forward what the fire chief going to get. The other thing I'm going to talk about is our Citizens Fire Academy. Anybody familiar with the Citizens Fire Academy? Anybody participated? You been in it? Great. It is every spring and it is open to anybody that lives in the city limits of Wichita and you're 18 years old or older. And it is a chance to kind of go behind the scenes of the fire department, all the different aspects of the fire department. They meet once a week, usually in our training grounds. And you do everything from our special operations division to the operations guys on the floor to our fire prevention. You get to set up your gear, you get to participate as much as you feel like it. So it's a 9-week program. They usually graduate. They usually have kind of a ceremony at the end of the academy. So it's every spring. The applications are online that you can apply for. Sure, guys. It's they're in their second week right now. Any questions?
Questions from the board? Audience?
Making it easy.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we'll move on to the public library report and Westlake branch manager Tracy Parker.
Hi, everyone. The first thing that I want to mention is this week, May 4th through 10th is actually screen-free week. It is specifically for entertainment, and we are all supposed to find alternative ways to entertain ourselves. So I can't read my Kindle book, and I'm trying to think, and I can't play Mahjong, okay? But the library has lots of different ways that you can entertain yourself during screen-free time. You can obviously read a book. You can do some of our jigsaw puzzles. We have board games. We even have an outdoor space for little kids. We also have a low-tech maker space where you can learn how to knit, crochet, do a circuit activity, all sorts of different things. We will have some programs that are happening throughout the library system during this week. They are having a Little Learners and Screens What Parents Need to Know at the Advanced Learning Library. That's on Thursday, May 7th at 6:30. Experts from Child Start are going to do a parent-focused conversation about young children and technology use. They are actually going to provide dinner and they are going to occupy the young children. So that's like almost a date, okay? So if you have young children, you can register for it, have dinner provided to you, and your children's occupied. That's awesome. There are other activities happening. Just go to wichitalibrary.org/events in order to see them. Another thing that I want to mention is we're getting ready to our summer reading program. Summer reading program is actually for all ages. We have a concentration on children, so birth through age 17, 3 different programs, a pre-readers, a kids read, and a teen read. And what we do is we encourage them to set goals of reading for the summer. When they meet their goal, they actually get a book to add to their library at home and then additional prizes. We do actually have an adult program at the same time. With that one, what it is you actually read 5 books of your choice, or you complete 5 out of 10 activities. And once you do that, you will be entered into a drawing. Our reading programs actually start the 21st of May, and then we will start actually prize distribution Thursday, June 25th, and go through Thursday, July 30th. Another thing that I want to mention that we're doing this summer is Summer Literacy League. That is specifically directed at 2nd and 3rd graders. We are doing it at the majority of our libraries. What they do is they actually register, and it's for 2nd and 3rd graders who reading is a little bit challenging. And what we will do is we will pair them with an adult, and then that adult will work with them to maintain and actually increase their reading skills over the summer. That actually happens June and July at Westlink. It's going to be on Tuesdays at 3:30, and it will last for 30 minutes. But the Rockwell Walters Advanced Learning Library and the Maya Angelou Northeast branch will all do that. And it's a really good opportunity. The kids will also be entered for every session that they attend. They'll actually have an entry into a grand prize drawing. The final thing that I wanted to mention, although I did just see something that I missed, I apologize. For Screen-Free Week, if you have young children, we have Screen-Free Bingo. And you can actually complete the bingo sheet and then be entered into a drawing for a family exploration place pass. And now the final thing I wanted to mention. Civic Action Passports. We now have these at all of our Wichita Public Library locations. This is encouraging citizens to be more aware and involved in their community by just being aware of what happens in government, be aware of history, volunteer, all sorts of things. There are 7 different categories in the passport. You have a year to actually complete it. What you have to do is complete an activity for each different category. And once you do that, you get a pin, and then you have the joy of having done it. Okay, but the categories are civic forums, community events, let's see, education, engagement, literacy, public meetings, which this is one of the activities. You could already have completed one of the 7 activities. You would be on such a role and example to all of your neighbors. And then volunteer is the last category. So that is the Civic Action Passport. You all need to participate, and it would be awesome if you participate as well. Does anybody have any questions? That's like the 4th time I've dropped the Civic Action Passport in this room. Anybody have any questions?
Mahjong. Do you have like a how to play Mahjong workshop?
No. Okay. I have an electronic game on my little Kindle. Okay. My Kindle Fire. And so I find it very relaxing. And so I will not have that.
I know how to play with on my phone, but I don't know how to play it with others.
So if we had an activity like that, you would come.
Do a Mahjong game night.
There we go. And you would bring some of your fellow board members. I love it. That's encouragement. Yes. Yes, it would have to be the non-electronic because she doesn't know how and neither do I, and we both can learn, which I like.
I have no clue what Mahjong is.
We don't really either.
With our electronic, probably not. Tile matching game is what it is.
No,
And we have like a time limit, okay? And the faster you get it done, the more stars you get. And obviously we want lots of stars because we like that reward system.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't think that they give us stars when we play it with the little tiles. But maybe we could have stars.
Sticker book.
Yes. Okay, so something to look forward to. Yes,
Any other questions?
yes.
Tracy, could you share a little bit more about the Civic Action Passport? I love the idea. Was it a public library originated? Was it seeded with you from an individual or organization, or how did it come to be?
I love that you asked that question, and I wish I had that answer. But what I can do is what I always say when I cannot answer a question. I can find the answer and provide it. And so now I'm on it. So I thank you for giving me another task from my task list. But what I can tell you is that there are 4 partners, the Wichita Public Library, City of Wichita, Kansas Leadership Center, and then Lead Wichita. Those are the organizations that are actually involved in it. And then what I can tell you is that these are actually available at all Wichita Public Library locations. And when you want to turn it in and get your prize, we are where you come. And you want your prize because who doesn't like a prize? Yes? Okay. Let me get you more information because
I don't want to give you task or homework. Honestly, between the Leadership Center and Lead Wichita, I think that really answers my question. It gives me so thank you.
okay, he doesn't want more information. But just easy.
I know my good friends what they're up to. Yeah.
Are there any other questions? I was reading it wrong. Okay.
Thank you for not only hosting us on Monday nights, but opening us up for the district-wide breakfast. on
We're
Saturday.
looking forward to it. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So all of you have to come because his wife
Yeah, you
is
make
a
them big.
fabulous student and he's making it big.
Maybe make, yeah,
That's the highlight.
definitely.
Thank you.
All right, I know Gary Ferris hates following her, but the Park and Recreation Department is Gary Ferris, the division manager.
I only hate it because I have no stars and I can't match her energy. So it's not a negative to her at all. It's respect. Just a few announcements from Park and Recreation. The Wichita Junior Football League is hosting a sports fair. This is to help families get ready for the upcoming tackle football season. Athletes can register for the season, get fitted for equipment, meet coaches, prepare for the summer conditioning and activities all in one place. This will be May 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the new Brewer Community Center, 1329 East 16th Street North. And for more information, you can go to the Wichita Junior Football League website, which is on the wichita.gov website. Visit wichita.gov/football. Okay. Summer Evolve Guide, that is now available online. The printed versions will be in all the locations that they go on May 20th. But those guides are a joint activity that bring offerings together from City Arts, Wichita Park and Recreation, and Wichita Public Library. And that makes it easier than ever for you to find your next adventure. The city of Wichita and Sedgwick County are halfway through our Imagine ICT, which is a year-long planning effort to create the new comprehensive park and recreation master plan. This will be there, but there is still time for public comment and for you to make an impact. Community feedback is helping shape the future of local parks, community centers, and recreation programs. And while many residents have already shared valuable ideas, we are absolutely encouraging even more participation through the interactive social pinpoint map, and that is available online as well. And from the maintenance side of things, just a heads up, if you haven't already been, or if you frequent Swanson Park, there is a portion of the sidewalk that is closed. It is determined to be unsafe to be on. So that portion is being closed and demolished, and another rerouted section is being created. So just a little heads up there. Any questions for Park and Rec?
Will that be finished?
I don't have a date for when it's going to be finished because I don't have a start date on construction yet. I think it's going out to bid here probably within the next month, and I'm pretty sure this will be sizable enough that it'll have to get approved through council. So it hasn't come to council yet. So, but we are planning on it.
Good.
So when you see that come across, please approve it.
Any other questions from the board? The audience?
Any update on that? New park?
Canada 6 and where? Oh, yeah. Crystal Prairie Lake. I know that there is ongoing negotiations with state and county to extend the sidewalk. I believe construction's about to begin on that sidewalk. That sidewalk will go into the park property and go up to where a parking lot is going to be. That parking lot is part of the first phase. And I think construction should start soon on that. I've seen plans. I'm not directly involved in the drawing of the plans, but I've seen plans. And I think that we're pretty close. So I don't know that. I do know that we've been working with the state for stocking purposes. The plans that I've seen have not included a pathway to the lake area yet. The contractor that was creating the lake with the mining activity, they are doing bank restoration work, and not all of that is 100% complete yet. So, and especially with the vegetation establishment, that's not 100% yet. So, and we don't want erosion and whatnot, so we need the vegetation established. Well, and growing things in sand is, well, it's tough.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Perry.
Thank you all. Have a good day.
That will conclude our staff reports for the evening, and we have some new business. We'd like to receive and file the staff reports.
So moved.
Approved, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now we'll move on to the new business. We have Samuel Keats from the Metropolitan Area Planning Department. Talk about an application for rezoning on West 21st Street between Mays and 119th.
So this is all you can announce, and I think it's the good size.
Good evening. I'm Samuel Dietz from the Planning Department, here to present Zone Change 2026-18. This was a case for a zone change from SF5 single family residential to MF18 multifamily residential. Property is located on the south side of West 21st Street North, approximately half a mile east of half mile west of North Mays Road. There's currently a single family dwelling on the site. Changing the zoning to MF 18 would allow up to 14 dwelling units on the site, provided that all the additional standards related to setbacks, height, and parking are met. As you can see in the staff report down here, there's a table showing the difference between SF5 and MF18 related to those development standards. The site, as part of this zone change, would have to comply with compatibility standards, which apply to multifamily non-residential uses when they're located near single family or low density residential uses. That would affect the setbacks and height such that the development would not unnecessarily impact those adjacent sites. Additionally, the site would have to comply with our screening and landscaping standards, which would require a 6 to 8 foot tall solid screening fence along the east, south, and west property lines. There would also have to be a landscaped street yard along West 21st Street, as well as a landscape buffer along those same east, west, and south property lines. As far as parking is concerned, this property, there is no exact development proposed, just the zone change at this moment. If it were to be single family or duplex development, the parking requirement would be 1 space per dwelling unit. For multifamily, it would have to be 1.25 spaces for a studio or 1 bedroom and 1.75 spaces per 2 bedroom or larger. Within the area, their development is low density residential. Properties on all sides are zoned SF5, single family residential. To the north, there's a detention pond and single family dwelling with agricultural uses. To the east and south, there are single family dwellings, and property to the west is a drainage canal. At the moment, the subject site is unplatted. Platting would be required prior to any redevelopment. Otherwise, there are no zoning cases for the site. The site does have access to West 21st Street, as mentioned, which is a 5-lane arterial with sidewalks. Wichita Transit does serve the site within 1/2 mile, and there are municipal services, including sewer and water, available already. As far as conformance to our existing plans, the requested zone change is in conformance with the community investments plan, which designated the site as appropriate for residential uses, which would include multifamily development. In addition, the community investments plan has locational guidelines to provide further guidance for making land use decisions. Included in those are General Development Pattern Guideline 1A, which states that development should occur where necessary supporting infrastructure and services exist or are planned for extension concurrently with the development. The application would allow for redevelopment of the site where there are existing services and infrastructure. Additionally, Land Use Compatibility Guideline 2A states that neighborhood serving retail and office uses and high density residential uses can be appropriate along arterial streets, on small infill sites near residential uses, or through conversion of residential structures. If appropriate, site design features that limit traffic noise, lighting, and adverse impacts on surrounding residential uses are provided, and the scale of development is appropriate for its context. This guideline generally applies to the established central area, which this site does not fall within. However, it would be an example of infill development along an arterial street. And given the size of the subject site, as well as that the site fronts West 21st Street with no connection to the interior sites such as North Shefford Court and North Shefford Street, this site would comply, could be seen to comply with that guideline. At the moment, staff have received 2 public comments in opposition to the request. Those are included within the staff report. This case will be going to the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission on May 14th for an additional hearing. But as far as the golden factors are concerned, those 8 conditions listed in the staff report, based on those, staff do feel that the zone change should be approved. With that, I can stand for any questions.
On the zoning map, can you tell me what TF3 is, what that zoning is?
Yeah, TF3 is 2-family residential, so generally duplex development.
And that development enters from 13th Street then?
Yeah, that would be north, either 29th or, I'm not sure exactly. what
That's
street.
Rugby Street right there. To the east. Covington. Or Covington Street, you go through the addition.
Yeah, it looks like it comes off Greensport Street. If we
That's
go
fine,
to
thank you.
this, or Greens Point Street.
And 21st. And the corner on the northeast side, isn't that those large, like garage stand, like, I want to call them man caves, but that's probably inappropriate, but they're called sandlot, something or other? Yeah.
Yeah, garage condo.
Garage, okay, and so is that the corner that we're talking about? We're just talking a little bit further east and on the other side of the street.
It's halfway between 119th and Page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's right there when it's almost at the corner. I mean, I take that corner, that turn. It's at the corner of 119, just a little bit further north,
Oh, where the garage condos are.
where the garage condos are.
Mhm.
Okay, and so we're really talking that we already have some type of, I'll call it commercial property that's right there at the corner. But I call those garage, would I call them commercial?
I guess I'm not entirely familiar with that development, but
Okay.
I
I
would
was
guess-
just looking at what was there that would make a difference in what we're approving in property on the other side of the street and just a little bit further down from that.
Coming east from 119th, there's a bank, there's a car wash,
Right.
mechanic shop on the north side.
And that's on the north side.
And there's houses, and then a church, and it's next out in addition, that big white square right above that's where church says. And then. There's more, another church farther down and some more housing. That's the church, that parking lot right there on the left, upper left is the church. 119th is back out of the west.
So we're really talking about there's, I'm gonna call it a little bit more commercial on the north side of the street as opposed to the south side of the street. Right across the street from it, we're really showing some and a little bit further. We're trying to really picture what that area is and what's on both sides of the street.
There are some site photos included that I can just go through quickly. Bottom here. So this here is the current property looking across 21st Street. Then, yeah, this would be in the bottom corner here. This would be looking across 21st away from the site. But yeah, these all photos only include the area immediately adjacent. Yeah.
I was just trying to take a look at the other side of the street and what's already there that I thought was a little bit more, not just single family homes.
And I know you've already said this, but I didn't catch all of it. If it were to be multifamily, how many units would this parcel hold?
Based on the size of the site, it would allow up to 14 units, but that would be contingent on meeting all the other standards.
And if 18 means 18 units per acre.
Yes, that's correct.
So you divide that times 1.2822.
Yep.
Come up with, you might have setbacks. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, yeah.
I am learning all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the board?
The area that is across from the property that we're talking about. Section that is TF3. were there any type of concessions that had to be made to rezone that property that is yellow, or was that land area already allowable for that type of property to be built?
I guess I'm not aware of when that happened or if there were any concessions made.
I think that was when that addition was built. They built those duplexes in that addition on the south end. That addition back there behind that like Target, that's all tied together. And I believe that's part of that. The duplex is a part of that addition. Yes, it's probably plan. Yeah, part of the original plan.
Okay, is the applicant or agent here who want to speak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Good evening. My name is Thomas Joyce. I'm with Bachman Company, agent for the applicant. Our address is 315 South Ellis here in Wichita, zip code 67211. Samuel did a great job going through the staff report. We are in agreement with the staff and agree to the compatibility rules and the parking setbacks. And so, yes, MF 18 dwelling units per acre. However, the size and the parking, we will have some constraints there. But we, taking a look at this site, as Samuel mentioned, this is an infill site. You know, this house was kind of built all on its own, not part of the rest of the neighborhood there. That's a heavily trafficked arterial, 5-lane, sidewalks on either side. And so we feel like this sort of development is suitable for this area. So happy to answer any questions.
I assume the plan is to tear down the house and put up a new building?
Yes, it'll be multiple buildings. It's not going to be one large apartment complex sort of thing, monstrosity taken over. It'll be probably individual buildings or attached, duplex or triplex sort of layout with parking. We'll meet all the parking there on site, and we'll still have that one opening. We'll see if that most likely we'll work with the traffic engineering department through the platting process. Most likely that opening will stay where it is. It's already there. But in talking with traffic and with the site layout, if that driveway needs to move for safety, then we'll look at moving that. But we're not looking to add another driveway or anything like that for add more congestion there.
Questions from the board?
Mr. Dietz, do you know how many residents were notified? I know that there's been 2 in terms of opposition. How many households in general do you know were notified to have this opportunity to respond?
I believe that the notification area for this would have been 200 feet from the property lines. I'm not sure how many properties that would.
Thank you.
Does anybody from the audience wish to speak on this particular topic?
Question. Is it possible to get a summation of what the complaints were from the 2?
Not in our packet. I don't see him anyway. I know we got emails.
We got emails, yeah.
What was the value of?
Yeah, and traffic.
You have a stand.
So I can provide this, leave it out there if you'd like to view it, but based on my reading of this, one of the first comment is generally that this is a single family area with homeowners who've been there for a long time. A multifamily property would be out of place in the area. The second comment is there's concerns that there was not any detailed plan included with the application. Again, it's a single family area. Multifamily development would be out of place. But yeah, those are the primary concerns from what I see. But again, I can leave this out on the table.
The applicant tried to buy the other house too.
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Seeing none, we'll bring it back to the board. The recommendation from the You're good. So the recommendation is to approve, the recommendation is to be approved with no other changes for the board. Do we have any further discussion or?
I would like to speak my piece, Mr. Chair, on this.
Yeah.
Particularly, so today I'm going to not be in favor of this proposed proposition, simply because everything around this particular property is SF5. And it seems like this potential opportunity is an opportunity to set a precedent. But I think that a lot of times, in this particular instance, when people do buy their home, you always worry about properties being sold or what's coming in next. But then you don't have to have that worry when you have property that it's zoned there for a reason. So your concerns don't have to be as robust, right? And so with this particular instance, with everything around it being SF5, to me, that's why some of these particular protections are in place. And given that there are properties across the street that have different approvals, but if those were pre-planned as a part of that, and everything on this side of the street, there isn't anything around it other than an SF5, given the information that we received from the emails with those that had concerns. My vote will be for no, but I just want to let that be voiced and understood.
Any comments from the board?
Mine is more, not particularly for this, but it's an example of, we've had a number of times, and that is the 200 feet. When you're looking at a lot that's vacant, or for the most part vacant, and then you go 200 feet, you're not going to find a home. You're going to have to go further into what the neighborhood is for them to receive the notification. So I guess my comment to the Metropolitan Planning Committee is to, when we have that, to extend that 200 feet. Because you're going to have a neighborhood, and we can see the neighborhood that's here, but they're not going to be notified that this is happening because they're beyond that.
A couple things there, Mary. There's probably 6 to 8 properties with 200 feet on this one. The farther you go, the higher the cost goes up really a lot for developers. I mean, it just goes, because they have to buy a list, have to do a mailing, it does go up a lot. They do post signs, and was there a sign posted on this property? Rezoning, so people can see the sign, can call the number and get information too. We've talked a lot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the city side. So,
It seems to be an issue that we've had a number of times here.
yeah,
Outlaws, well, 200 is just this, and feel a little bit. And I understand it might be costly, it just seems like, I've seen the red signs before, where they
Yep.
say that they're looking to rezone. 200 feet.
if you take that to 400 or 500 feet, it doesn't just double it. Times a lot.
And that was just my comment in general. I felt like we keep coming back to that 200 feet.
Anyone else? Well, do we have a motion to either? Oh, do we got another comment?
Anybody in the audience can comment.
Yeah.
Would like to speak on. Anybody like to speak on this item? Seeing none. I would move we accept the staff recommendation.
Okay, we've got a motion on the floor to accept it as written. Is there a second? Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, or raise your hand maybe so we can do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4 are opposed. Motion carries 4-2.
No, when it was also.
Oh.
4-3.
4-3. Okay. Right, and that concludes our agenda for tonight. Again, we have the breakfast coming up this Saturday, so we hope to see you all there. And then our next advisory board meeting will be on June 1st here back here at the library. Thank you all for coming.
It
just feels good, so.
Hey, Blaine, are you a
Okay.
senior?
Okay.
And you're graduating? When are you graduating?